Good afternoon. I hope everybody's well. Thank you for joining me today. So I usually do books on Monday, and I thought I would share with you some of my favorite devotional books that I use for myself here at home, and share a piece of that with you. But first, I wanted to remind you that our July book read is The Gift of Our Wounds by Arno Michaelis and Pardeep Singh Kalika. Both are from the Milwaukee area. And in relation to that, there is an event happening July 24th and 25th, a virtual event hosted by Nativity Lutheran Church in Minnesota in the Twin Cities. And I'm just looking here. It's entitled Blessed Are the Peacemakers, and there are two events. There is one on July 24th in the evening, and one on July 25th in the morning with Arno and Pardeep, the authors of the book. They will be talking about their book and their experiences. Arno is a former white supremacist, and Pardeep is a member of the Sikh temple in Oak Creek, where the massacre happened a few years ago, and they tell their story of coming together, overcoming hate with forgiveness. So I'm signed up for that event. A couple other people from Trinity are as well, so I hope you will think about that. You can sign up for either one or both sessions. It's free. It's going to be via Zoom. So I posted it on Trinity's page, and I also posted it on my personal page. And then I'm sure you can go to the church's website as well. It is Nativity Lutheran Church in, let me find the actual city. I'm not finding it real quick, but it is in Minnesota in the Twin Cities area. So you can find that posted either on Trinity's Facebook page or my personal page. Now for some devotional books that I'd like to share with you. You've heard me use this book, Earth Prayers. It is Earth Prayers from around the world, 365 prayers, poems, and invocations for honoring the earth. That's one that I enjoy using for devotions. Another one that I've shared with you a little bit is Listening to Your Life by Frederick Buechner, and there is a devotion for each day that comes from his writings. So that's a great book. Another book that I use sometimes is Awed to Heaven, Rooted to Earth by Walter Brueggemann, Prayers by Walter Brueggemann. He is an Old Testament scholar, and he writes some prayers in relation to all different kinds of things that he's experienced, and using some Old Testament stories. I've used a couple of those with you. That's another great book. And another one that a former parishioner of mine gave me that I've really enjoyed is The Little Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And you may have heard of him. He's become quite well known with his books. His bestseller, The Book of Awakening. This is The Little Book of Awakening. And he experienced a struggle with cancer, and writes his devotions, little insights in relation to that. And he offers a way to meditate and to do that in relation to his devotion. So those are some devotion books. And then today I'm going to share with you a reading from Native Wisdom for White Minds, Daily Reflections Inspired by the Native Peoples of the World, compiled by Ann Wilson Schaaf. So this is for today, July 13th. Sacred Nature. Nature is the storehouse of potential life of future generations and is sacred. That's from Audrey Shenandoah, who's an Onondagan writer. The time has come when we can no longer ignore what we are doing to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the source of all life. Everything on the planet has a purpose and is necessary for that purpose. When we interrupt the flow of nature, we destroy the planet, not only for ourselves, but for those who will come after us. We need to love and respect all of nature. We need to learn to live within the laws of nature, not above them. In nature, we have the assurance of support and protection for generations to come. We are blessed. When I respect all of creation, I benefit, as I am part of creation. When I read that today, one of the things that came to mind was my experience in the Everglades down in Florida. My son and brother and I took a visit down there and saw some phenomenal wildlife and nature, and learned that they're discovering that because they blocked off the natural watershed that comes from the north, it's affecting the natural water that comes into the Everglades, and it's not getting in there. So there's now a project to restore that. So they're going to have to raise the highway that runs through there in order to restore that watershed. It's interesting when we think we're doing something helpful to humanity and we're in fact harming the earth. So something to think about. I hope that you're enjoying this summer and enjoying the creation that God has made, and maybe reconnecting with your part in that. I know a lot of people are spending more time outside during this COVID-19 time, and that's a perfect thing to do. So blessings to you, and be well.